Cardless co-founder and president, Michael Spelfogel. We like this story. I mean, we always like the startups who disrupt, because Fox Business was one of them when we entered the business network world. Back in the day, we're coming up on 18-year anniversary, by the way. Yay.
It's amazing.
Amazing. I mentioned the $60 million funding raise. Tell us about that, led by Spark Capital.
Yes. Well, thank you for having me on the show, first of all. Of course. It's a pleasure to be here. We just closed a $60 million fundraise today. It was our Series C. Spark Capital led it, the same fund that led Anthropic's Series C. And I think the interesting thing about this round is that it is not one moment in time, but really a progression of us going from a small company. We started 6 years ago. I was actually an intern at the Point Sky with Brian Kelly, who you've had on the show in the past.
Yes, he's a good friend of the show.
We've come a long way to supporting some of the world's largest companies. And really what we're doing with this round, with this capital, is hiring more folks, scaling our team. We're a really lean organization based in San Francisco. And most importantly, we're going to get to a place where we can build more products too and support companies like Coinbase.
So Spark Capital, they're no dummies. They have in the past backed Twitter, Coinbase. I mean, a lot of these names, Slack, became huge companies. So now a total from 60 million, you have raised 170 million. What are you doing with the money at Cardless?
Yeah, that's right. Well, the most important thing we're doing is supporting our partners, growing Coinbase, growing our new program with Built, which will be launching next year. But the credit card product is really the tip of the iceberg. We are at a place in the financial services space now where brands are owning more and more of the financial ecosystem. I think in the next 5 years, most consumers are going to get their products not from a brick and mortar bank branch, but from brands that they already know and trust.
Yeah, it seems like, and that's what Brian Armstrong said on Friday. He said, why do you need to go to a bank when we want to be the super app? It seems a lot of people want to be super apps right now. We've talked to many companies that are aiming for that. But is your goal, is Cardless's goal to remove the big banks from this relationship, this co-branding card relationship, or is it more between brand companies and their customers? Tell us exactly how you view yourself.
It starts with the customer and it ends with the customer. Ultimately, we want to provide better rewards, more access to credit, better options for folks to use products in a new and innovative way. And with brands like Coinbase, with brands like Built, with brands like Qatar Airways, they provide access to benefits, real-time rewards, benefits that you can't really get anywhere else.
Now, some people would look at this and say, we don't know who Cardless is. Are you okay with that? Because you're not a well-known name like a Goldman Sachs, for instance, or a Citibank or a Wells Fargo.
If you look at the physical Coinbase card, our name is in small font on the back of the card. Our intention is actually to be behind the scenes. We want to be that invisible partner that seamlessly supports a brand, but the front and center, the focus for our product is enabling Coinbase, enabling brands like that to be successful.
So you do the heavy lifting with the card experience for the customer, if they have any issues, et cetera, questions.
That's right. So let me explain what Cardless does. We help brands put credit card products directly in their ecosystem. So you don't go to a bank app to pay your bill or dispute transactions. You actually do that directly within Coinbase's app or any of our brand partners. And the value of that is it is a seamless, connected experience for the customer, and they can get everything in one place.
Institutions may seem old fogey, but there are a lot of people who look at it and see protection. They think, well, it's legitimate. I know it'll be okay. They will be guarding my points or guarding my money, et cetera. How do you get around that concern about Cardless?
Yeah. I mean, we have great partners. That is the first thing. We have some serious investors, not just Spark Capital, but institutional investors like American Express, other funds. Activent Capital is one of our largest investors. And I think that has given us some credibility, but the product is what leads. Ultimately, customers want new and innovative credit card rewards. It's a decades-old product that really hasn't been innovated on. And that is our focus, delivering the best product to the end customer through those brands.
How did you get Qatar Airways? I need to hear that story.
That's a good one. Qatar is the 9th largest airline in the world. They fly to a multitude of different countries, over a dozen cities in the U.S. And they came to us and they said they wanted to build a credit card. They actually ran a pretty big process. They talked to traditional banks. They talked to other fintechs. And just like Coinbase, just like Built, they made the same decision. They wanted to own the product from start to finish. They really valued that ability to get the customer through the funnel, convert them at a higher rate, and win top of wallet. That's our goal.
Okay. Have you received any direct pushback from the bigger institutions? I would imagine, and we often say this, you're stepping on their air hose and they're going to fight like hell to actually keep the oxygen flowing to them.
Yeah. It's a good question. You know, I see the big banks in a variety of different ways. I mean, it's a $200 billion industry, credit cards last year. They generate a ton of revenue. There's 9 banks that monopolize it today, and there really hasn't been much innovation. So, you know, we certainly have had our fair share of interesting conversations, but at the end of the day, our value is to the brand and their customers. So that is our focus, not working with a bank, but focusing on the brands.
Look, you're still small, though. I mean,
we're a humble 50-person organization.
You surpassed $20 million in annual revenue for this year so far.
That's right.
But you say that you will reach $200 million by second quarter of next year. That's a 10x jump. How do you plan on doing that? I would imagine you have some big names in the pipeline that you're about to announce.
You know, we do. We can't speak to what's coming in the future, but just between Coinbase, Built, and some of those partners in our pipeline today, we're on the pace of setting 10x plus annualized revenue growth, and that will make us one of the fastest growing Silicon Valley startups.
Can any company get a rewards card now through you guys?
You know, we want to find brands that are iconic, that people really love, believe in, and interact with on a day-to-day basis, and we have some great partners doing that.
My wallet's getting really thick with these rewards cards. How many do you have?
I have to admit, I have about 350 credit cards.
What? Where do you keep them?
Not in my wallet. I have binders full of them at home. Most of them collect dust. I won't tell you how much I pay in annual fees. It's sobering, but I have a bunch.
Well, we're watching Cardless. Thank you very much for coming on, and break some stories with us the next time you get a big announcement.
Thanks for having us on the show.
Good to have you.